Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, what's up? Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I post new videos. So today we're going to be talking about booking systems. If you are using a booking system, how you can benefit from it. If you are a nail technician that takes your appointments by DM, let me just put you on to booking systems. Maybe you're a little unfamiliar with how it works, how to get started, but it's so much more professional. It's so stress-free, no worries, more organized. So we're going to be talking about all the pros and cons of booking systems and how you can get started right now. So the first thing that we want to think about is, which booking system do you want to use? Who are we going to choose to host our site? So the first thing that you want to look into, when there are so many companies, there's Square Scheduling, there's Acuity, there's StyleSeat, there's Booksy, there's so many to choose from. So we have to start to think about, what are some of the things that you need for your business? So it goes beyond just booking appointments. There's levels, like anything, there's levels to booking systems. So when you are thinking about who to go with, you want to look at the pricing. That's first and foremost. They're all going to charge you some type of fee per month. So I would suggest honestly going with like whatever platform you choose to run with, just choosing their cheapest option, and then you can always upgrade later. Do not invest in the pro level of membership or something when you're not even going to use those features yet, or you're not even thinking about using those features, or you don't know how to use those features yet. So always start at the bottom, whatever membership that they have, and then you can always build and upgrade. There's nothing wrong with that. So some of the things that you want to think about when you're looking at these systems is, what kind of benefits do they have? Is it just appointments? Do they send reminder texts to your clients? Do they do emails? Is it free advertising? Some of them actually help promote you and will send your information out and bring you customers. That is a huge benefit to some. Is it user-friendly for your customers mainly? Because some of these systems are not user-friendly. Does it have an app that goes along with it, or is it just a website? So we want to make sure that they have some of these features that we can benefit from for our business. And if there are different levels to the memberships and you choose the bottom one, we want to just glance though at some of the extra features. So if I choose to upgrade, what are some of the things that I'm going to get once I upgrade? What are some of the extra benefits that these booking systems have? So for example, does it take payments? Can I process my payments for my clients directly through this website, or do I have to use another third party? Is it something that is going to take deposits? If you're a tech that wants deposits for your appointments, not every system allows you to do deposits. So that's a huge thing. Gift certificates, subscriptions, discount codes, and then also like the ability to customize it. Is it just going to be like simple, plain, everybody looks the same, or am I able to customize it and make it my own? So these are some of the things that you want to look at when you are choosing your booking system. Again, it might be in a different type of level membership, but we just want to know, okay, so if I do grow, I can always add on this, and that. So you want to take a look at that. Also, the reporting. Sometimes these websites will do your reports for you. So again, like I said in the beginning, very much organized. It can track your reports for your most booked appointments. They can track your revenue made for the year, for the week, per appointment, so on and so forth. So does it do those things for you? So when I first started my nail room, I was running with StyleSeat, and while I love StyleSeat, it was very user-friendly, and one of the benefits that I loved about StyleSeat is that they do promotion. So I was getting customers that were just looking in the app and they say, I need a nail tech that's near me. I was getting people, they brought me clients, so that was a huge bonus. They do take a small cut, whatever, but there's a loophole. But nonetheless, the main problem that I had and why I ended up switching to Acuity Scheduling is because of the deposits. I wanted to start having deposits for my appointment, and StyleSeat did not allow me to do deposits. I had people that were like moving appointments all around and canceling last minute, and I had no way to kind of reassure myself and lock in my appointments. It was messing with my scheduling, and it started to not really work for me. So I ended up switching in March from StyleSeat to Acuity Scheduling. Also, one of the things that I wanted to do was, as I started to grow as a business, there's other things that I wanted to be able to do in my scheduling. So I run my classes now through it. I have different calendars for different things, different events. If I wanted to bring somebody on, which I wanted to for the summer, they would have their own calendar for doing pedicures, so on and so forth. The little things that I wasn't able to do with StyleSeat, I was able to do with Acuity. And also, it was cheaper. StyleSeat was about, I think it was $25 or $35 a month. And Acuity, I have their basic program, their basic level, and I think it's like $18 a month. So I was getting so much more benefits for a lot cheaper. So after you choose which booking system you want to use, how do we get started? So the first thing you want to do is to input your services, obviously. And when you're doing this, we want to be as accurate and descriptive as possible, especially if you are somebody that's doing a lot of acrylic nails, especially when it comes to the different lengths. If you're charging different lengths, different shapes, all this stuff, we want to make sure that we are accurate. Another benefit is it a booking system that allows you to put pictures? I know you have seen other people's booking sites where they have pictures of exactly, even hairstylists, this length or this style, this is what it looks like. You want to be clear so people are booking the right things. And the thing is, a lot of times, I'm telling you, always assume people don't read. That's just it. Anytime you're writing anything, just assume that no one's going to read it. And that sounds like stupid to say, be descriptive, but no one's going to read it. But that's the way that you can say to them, I have it on my website. Whether you read it or not is your own problem and your own business, but I have it laid out for you on my website. Pictures also do help a lot. We want the customers to know exactly what they're going to be getting, what they can expect from choosing the service, and how much it's going to cost, and they have all the details right there on the booking site. You also want to list your nail art services. So some websites, I find that most of them, you can't really list it in your main page. So how it would work is I'm going to choose my basic services. So I have my pedicures, I have acrylic, I have gel, so on, manicure, so on, so forth. When you go to your add-ons is when you're adding on your nail art. So we want to make sure that we are inputting all nail art. Think about all the different types of nail art you want to do and how you're going to charge for it. I don't know. I have a video and I will leave a link in the description box about how to price your services and a handout on my email list if you're looking to know how to price your nail art. So I'll leave a link in the description box below for that. But you want to make sure that you are pricing it and stating all types of nail art. Are you doing sweater nails, ombre, encapsulated, French? We have all these different types of nail art designs. So we want to make sure that when they are choosing add-on, they see all these different ones and they're going to have to add on each and individual one. So we want to make sure that it's laid out and they know exactly what's happening. Usually in those, you can't get descriptive, but we want to, in the title, we want to just make sure they know, okay, this is going to be foil nail art. This is a sweater nail. This is encapsulated, very descriptive, very to the point. And don't forget about your other services. So also, it's happened to me. Somebody's like, I wanted to book something, but it's not there on your website. And I had to go in and quickly add it on my end. So there's other services like your nail repairs. Do you charge for soaking off? So on and so forth. We want to make sure that we have all those other little features, non-square add-ons. There's a lot of different. What are the other services, hand treatments that you offer that you would want to also add on or put on your add-on list? So after you put in all your services, we're going to put in some times. So when it comes to your timing, be realistic. Do not say, I'm going to do a full set in 30 minutes and each nail art is going to take 5 minutes. So your total appointment time is going to be 1.5 hours. When you know it takes you 2 hours to do a full set and it can take you about 30 minutes to do some of these nail art. So be realistic. Do not underestimate the time. If anything, you want to overestimate. You know, as a nail tech, sometimes we rip a run and we don't have a break. Worst case scenario is you're going to have a little bit of gap. You'll finish someone early and you'll have a minute to yourself. So be realistic when you're thinking about the times of all these services and the add-ons. So again, if you have nail art and you say, for 2 fingers, you'll get a bling nail and it's going to take 10 minutes. It's not going to take you 10 minutes. It's probably going to take you about a good 20, 30 minutes. So you want to just think about how long does it take me to do everything and input the right time frame so it doesn't backfire on you. Because trust me, it will backfire on you. And don't worry about how long the appointment can look. I know sometimes when my customers will choose like a fill-in, they'll choose pedicure, and then they choose their nail art and they're putting all these things. It looks like it says, okay, you're going to be with me for 4 hours. And they're like, my appointment's from 12 to 4? And I'm like, well, that's how it is in the system. You might not be here that long, but give or take, Most of the time, with everything that's going on that I do, it's most of the time right. Sometimes I will finish somebody a little bit early. Sometimes I'll start them a little bit late. But again, having those times gives me that cushion for either scenario. So don't worry about what it'll look like on your clients. And you can always just text them like, no, you're not going to be here for 8 hours. That's how the system has it on my schedule. And remember, when you are doing your times, that you are thinking about your other services. So for example, if you have somebody soaking off, do you want to soak off and say put a time frame for it? Do you want to just have soak on and be 0 minutes? Because they can also come in a little bit early and soak off while you are finishing somebody else, depending on your space and how you work. If you have space for another person to come sit and soak while you're finishing another client. So think about these things as it's scheduling, because we don't want the system to overbook and overlap, double book. Are you going to be doing these things? So look at those features when it comes to those things. Nail repairs. When we're doing nail repairs, we are repairing a nail, but usually if that nail is not just color, we have to put that design back on that missing nail sometimes. So we want to think about that when we're putting in a time for a nail repair. Nail repair is not going to take me maybe 10 minutes. I can put it on a nail in 5 minutes, but if I have to redo the design, that's going to take me extra time. So just think about that when you're putting in your time frames. So now that we have our services in, we have times in, can we customize? If you chose a website that allows you to customize certain things, that is a huge benefit. This is a way to make certain little things stand out, be colorful, match your brand, your colors, your logo, whatever you want to do. So some things that we want to think about to customize are like your emails, your email and your text reminders. I do have emails that go out, they get reminders. I was able to customize them so they don't just say like, Sandra, your nail appointment is Tuesday. You know, it'll be like, hey girl, don't forget our nail appointments on Tuesday. You know, I wanted to make it cutesy. I wanted to make it more like me. I have my logo, my colors, and matches my booking site. So these are the little details afterwards you want to make sure that you are looking into. Can we customize it if your booking site allows you to do that? Also, your home page for your booking site. Some websites, again, allow you to customize totally how it looks. Sometimes I know you guys have seen some really nice booking sites and people customize it and jazz it up. And I'm going to tell you, it's all done with Canva. Leave me a link if you want to know how to customize your booking site, especially if you have Acuity. I have mastered Canva. I'm just going to say, like, on my back, because I've done amazing things with Canva. So after watching a couple YouTube tutorials, I was like, okay, I got this. And if you have seen my booking site, keishanails.as.me, then you'll see everything that was done there. I customized it. I'm able to change it out. And I totally did that by myself. I did not go onto Etsy. I did not pay anybody to do it. I am a DIY person. I did it. So if you want to know how to make your booking homepage site look pretty and customize it, leave me a link and I'll show you how to do that step by step in a future video. But we want to make sure that our homepage includes everything. So this is something that they're going to see initially, the first thing that they're going to see. So we want to make sure we have our basic information, your hours of operation, your contact information, the list of services. Again, you'll see that at the bottom drop down. If you want to highlight any specials, I run different pedicures and certain specials. So those are things that I want to highlight. I don't want it to just fall underneath the add-on or fall underneath the drop down box. I want to highlight, now I'm doing this pedicure. Now I have this going on. So I put all that in the beginning on the main homepage. And we also want to include our location, a general location. Do not put your address on your booking site. You want to just say, if I'm in the Bronx, I'm in the Bronx, New York. You don't need the exact address. You'll get that information when you book an appointment. Remember, these are still on the internet, so we don't want to put our exact address. We just want to put a general location of where you are so someone knows, okay, she's in my area. And also your policies. Your policies are huge. This is something that we definitely want more towards the top part of our homepage. We want it so they see it, so they understand what's happening. If you are late, if you cancel, if you reschedule, it is all laid out there. And another big feature of some websites is that you can also throw that information into the terms of agreement. So they have to click that box in order to book the appointment. So they say, I didn't know your scheduling thing was, if I'm 15 minutes late, you're going to charge me. It's on my site. Oh, I didn't see that when I booked. Yeah, but you check that box, honey. You check that box. That means that you agree to my terms. That's another big feature. People will always try to get over. So we always just want to make sure, like I said, we give ourselves a little bit of cushion so we don't have to deal with any of the drama. So now that all that is done, payments. How are you going to be accepting payments? Are you going to be accepting deposits on your website? Which is something that I definitely recommend. If you just heard my song and dance a little bit a minute ago, I think deposits, they actually stay a little bit more securing when you are having the appointments. It works a little bit better for the nail technician so that people have something down. How much you want to choose, it's all up to you. Some people do a dollar amount, some people do a percentage. So that's totally up to you if you choose to take deposits and if you choose to take them on the site. We just want to make sure that we have it accurate for the service. Some websites like Acuity, it will allow me to adjust the deposit amount or how I want to do it per service. So I can take $40 for nails deposit, but then I can take 10% for other services. It allows me to pick and choose per service what I want to collect and how I want to collect it. But just be mindful that if you are choosing a percentage, just make sure that if you have a lower service and someone is coming in for that, it's not going to be funny when they book the appointment. So what I mean is, for example, let's say we have that nail repair. Let's say your nail repair costs $10, but you have it in your system that you want to collect 50% of whatever is booked. So you're going to take $5. That's kind of stupid. That's just my opinion. I'm not calling anybody stupid, but just charge the whole amount, in my opinion. So certain little things are soak off. They're just coming into soak off. They're not doing anything else. And you charge $5 for a soak off. If you have it in the system to take 50%, you're gonna get $2.50. No, just make them pay for the whole thing. So the lower services, if you are able to fix your settings per service, I would just say take the full amounts for the lower costing. Anything from like 15 and under, honestly, they should pay for it up front. And then the other more expensive services and add-ons and all that such, they can pay a percentage or a dollar amount down for the appointment. If you are accepting cards through this website, make sure that whatever third party that website is using, you have an account with them. It's able to link to your bank. You want to be able to get your money. Acuity uses Square. They also use, I think it's Swipe. They use PayPal and so on. And then I'm able to link my bank to that. I don't really care for PayPal. That's just me personally. PayPal takes their cut. It was more of a cut. I do run with Square. Square has been honestly really awesome in itself for taking card payments. But if you are somebody that's taking credit cards, which again, I do recommend, and you want to make sure you notice how long it takes you to get your money. With PayPal, I just felt that it took too long. Like I had to wait 3 days or I had to pay a fee. I'm very impatient, so I don't have 3 days. I want my money, I want it like now. Where Square, every day, they send me money. Only time they pause is on Friday. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I get all my money on Monday. So that's the only thing. But I have the ability to instant transfer for a low percentage cost. So that was a huge benefit with dealing with Square and taking my card payments on the website. Some technicians do their deposits on their booking site, but in person, they only want to take cash. That is also an option if you want to do cash only for your appointments. Personally, I don't like cash. That's just me. Cash, it needs to be reported. It gets taxed. You have to pay taxes on it because we are getting it tax-free. So you have to pay taxes on your cash. It needs to be reported to the IRS. It's just a little messy. That's just my personal opinion. While cash is great, I don't mind people paying cash. I do have a handful that pay cash, and this falls underneath the umbrella of Zelle and Cash App as well. But if you don't already know this, let me just inform you. If you are currently someone that is taking cash, Zelles, Cash Apps, and that's how you take all your appointments, these companies are starting to deliver statements every month. I don't know if you've gotten them already, but you will start to get statements saying that we noticed that this account accepted this amount of money. They are reporting that number to the IRS. So if you don't report that same number to the IRS, they're going to say, well, they said you took in $1,000 this month and you told me you didn't make any money this month. Something's wrong. Now you have the IRS on your back. To me, it's not really worth it. So I don't really care to deal with cash, but so much and Cash Apps and Zelle. But again, that is a personal opinion and that is a personal choice that I make. So some of the pros and cons of a booking website. Some of the pros is that, well, the biggest pro is that it keeps me super organized. I don't have to think about appointments. I don't have people texting me and DMing me saying they need this, they need that, they want this, they need to move this. It does happen. I'm not going to say it doesn't ever happen. It happens, but for the most part, it's like, I don't know, go online. You gotta book it. You gotta deal with it unless it's in a certain time frame. I have it set up that you can't make any changes to your appointment. I think within 24, 48 hours, I don't remember. You can't make changes. So if they do need to reschedule or they want to come in a little bit later or earlier, then they need to reach out to me and then I can move it. But for the most part, it keeps me super organized. I love that it has my client history. So if I'm doing someone nails and I'm like, when's the last time you sewed? I think it's time. And they're like, I don't know. I look, boom. Oh, damn, it was May. Okay, so next time you need to sew. I have that whole track record of everything that we've done. Even if it's a debate of, oh, well, but last time I paid this. Why was it this amount this time? Boom, let's go back. The proof is in the pudding. No, you paid this, and this amount each time. Oh, okay, shut it down. I like that it keeps my history for revenue, for appointments, client history, all that stuff is super crucial for me to be organized when I have so much going on. So that's a huge pro to having a booking system. Also reporting when I do my taxes, that lets me know how much money I made this week, how much money did I make this month, this year, so on and so forth. This part was cash, this part was card, this is this. It keeps all my reporting. What was my most popular appointment this year? I can just pull that up right now and say, oh wow, okay, this pedicure was the most booked appointment, or this brought me in the most money. Let me run this again, or this special, so on and so forth. So these are little things that you might not be thinking about, but it's going to help you. It's your insights into your business. And also because I was able to put my timing in for everything. And one thing with StyleSeed is that I think the minimum it allowed me to do per add-on. So for my nail art, for example, I had to put everything like minimum like 15 minutes. So if you said, I want to do a full set and I want a bling nail and I want a sweater nail, it booked it in a certain way that, I don't know, it really threw me off my schedule. With Acuity, I was able to put my timing in because they let you do 1 minute, 2 minutes, they let you do anything. So I was able to be on time because, let me tell you, I was late. I was always late, like late. Because also too, people are like, oh, I don't understand how to use it. So I didn't put anything down. But then they want to do these glamorous nails and they want all this nail art. So it was throwing me off because of the nail art. I mean, by like 45 minutes an hour, I'm texting people like, yeah, don't come at 3. Can you come at 4:30? That's a problem. You don't always want your nail tech to text you every single time that I'm running, not just like 5 minutes, but like 45 minutes behind. It was a big thing. That was another reason I wanted to kind of get a little bit more organized and get my life together with that. So now I'm always on time. For the most part, 98% of the time, and you can ask my customers, I've gotten so much better with being on time. So it's really helped me with that. Some of the cons that I have with a booking system, and I wouldn't really call these cons, they're just things that happen, is if I have any scheduling conflict. So if, for example, like I said, let's go back. You put in your services, you have your timing. And then I remember I said that it could say like, okay, you're gonna be with me for 4 hours. If I know Tanya is not going to be with me for 4 hours because even though she booked this and says she wants to do blah, 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 I know she's very simple and I know I'm probably going to finish her in 3. It won't allow that next person to book. It won't allow it to double book. I have it set up that you cannot double book. Obviously, I'm only one person. So I will have to go in, make adjustments, try to squeeze people in. They say, I want to come Thursday, but there's no space. And I'll look on my schedule like, there's a lot of space, but the system sees it by the time. It's not enough time to fit in that whole appointment. So one, it is a red flag for me to look and say, can I do this in this amount of time? Or can I move this person up? Can I do this? So sometimes I do have to go in on my end to kind of deal with any type of scheduling conflicts, which again, it's not really a con, it's just life, things happen. But you know, sometimes the system, it kind of overrides what you know you can do and what you want to do. Also, another thing is that every time I add a new service or a new feature, I have to always constantly check my email reminders. Not every appointment gets the same reminder. So for example, when I added my nail course that I'm doing in November, which, pause, I don't think I discussed that on here. Guys, I'm doing my virtual nail course. My fall session is going to start in November. On November 7th, it's going to be 4 classes. They're going to be 3 hours. We're going to meet twice a week. We're going to be talking about everything that you need to know to do nails. So if you are somebody and you're watching this video, then that is probably you that wants to know how to do nails, how to get better at nails. You want to maybe just take it back and get some information that maybe you missed in school, or maybe you're thinking about going to school, but you don't have $2,000 or such to go, and you want to get the education. This is the class for you. So I will leave a link in the description box below for all that information. But back to what I was saying, when I add my nail class in, I don't want them to get the same reminders that my appointment clients get. So I have to go in and constantly kind of just make sure certain reminders, certain texts, certain emails aren't going to certain people. I don't need you taking my virtual course to get an appointment reminder that has the address for my appointments. That doesn't make sense. So I have to always constantly just make sure, and every time you add something, by default, the system will throw it in a certain area. So I have to just constantly just glance in it. Every week or two, I'll glance and just make sure everything is where it needs to be. So with that being said, take all this information and choose what works for you. But using a booking system, I'm telling you, it's a game changer. It's going to change your life. While you might think taking appointments in DMs or by text and all that stuff, maybe it works for you, but you don't understand how stress-free and worry-free and flawless it will be, and how inexpensive. I mean, like I said, I pay $18 a month. That's nothing to have it super organized, and it does so much for me. So take all this information, look into certain websites, choose what works for you, choose the cheapest option, and then you can always grow as your business grows. Leave me a comment below if you have any questions about booking systems or anything nail related. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.